There are so many ways a game can try to scare you. You got the typical jump scares,
Hello.
or feature an insane amount of blood.
Holy God, what are you showing me? His head. Come on.
But what this girl says here was so shocking, it changed the entire way I played this game. So in horror games, a lot of them in third person, kinda lose that horror aspect with the camera being pulled back. Not even pulling you, the player, away from danger in terms of distance, but with a third person camera, you can see things that are behind your character and make decisions to dodge danger. Your eyes are noticing danger so that you may avoid things that might harm you, or with the right amount of timing. However, this is why the majority of horror games have you in first person. You see through the character's eyes, seeing all the horror that they see. Like an easy example of this difference in horror is when you jump from Resident Evil. Within the franchise, you have the first few being in third person, but with the jump from 6 to 7, now the entire game is in first person, and it is a huge reason the franchise exploded in popularity again, with every streamer under the sun trying it out, because this is naturally more scary to the majority of players. And yeah, it is scary, it's purely the reason I never played it. I don't want to see that. But then, what if you have a game in a completely different genre where you're also in first person, but they do something a little different to change how creepy having a first person camera could be? Epic transition. So, there's this studio where they made loads of Nintendo games, you barely would have noticed them, to now a generational run with Square Enix, where in 2024 they remade a JRPG and it's getting all exceptional reviews. And they also made this. And in 2023, they also made this small murder mystery game called Paranormasight, The 7 Mysteries of Honjo, where it goes, how far would you go to bring someone back from the dead? Discover the depths that some will go in this horror adventure game. And you know me, I love the adventure game genre. You just click a few buttons and read, and that's all you do. You just read. I love reading.
I would really not be screaming that at the top of your lungs.
So in addition to making a very well received game, and this,
Welcome! Lots of wares to browse.
Paranormasight has the character artist Gen Kobayashi, who most people know their work from The World Ends With You and many Kingdom Hearts titles, drawing these sprites, and I absolutely love this art style, with the heavy brushwork on the line art to the character expressions you never see from this kind of games.
I get it.
Barely any saturation, it all just fits so well into this world. And from this excellent thread, I also learned that the game's writer, Takanari Ishiyama, is someone who is very well known in Japan for this genre, where after working on sound design on the first Metal Gear Solid, they, around the time of the first Ace Attorney game, would make their own mystery games for phones. Yeah, it's a thing in Japan, they have a lot of games on the phones. Detective Ryusuke Kibukawa, where a video game writer helps the detective solve cases. And oh man, do the ladies love this! And Japan loved the games, with them being highly sought after for ports onto modern hardware, and so after all this time, it's a new IP that he has written the story and premise for. I guess fittingly, you can also play this on phones, as well as the Nintendo Switch and PC. As it was revealed in a showcase in a Nintendo Direct, Square marketed this towards fans of the genre, and me, being said fan of the genre, I should have played this at launch! It's so good! As this game does something really cool with the gameplay to make you scared of what's behind you. So this game starts up with the storyteller is like, welcome to the game. Oh, by the way, here's the menu and things like options. Oh, and if you don't like the voice of the character, you can turn their voice down. Loads of cool effects. Yes, if you're wondering, you can turn off the chromatic aberration and filters if you want. And then he's like, wowzers, I don't even know your name. Please enter your name. And I was feeling a bit devious. So I named myself a fairly niche meme. And he's like, oh, so you're saying your name is Ramses? And me playing this on the Steam Deck in the dark, I threw it away. No, don't do this to me. Well, you see, it picks your console name, calling you by that. But if you insist, you can keep telling him, no, my name really is 67. And he goes, oh, sure. So curses are real. Okay. And if you had the power to bring back someone from the dead, would you do it? Yeah, nah. Oh, by the way, you might be wondering what this thing is called. It's called a color television and public payphones. Wow, is the technology grand? Yeah, they're trying to set the time period of this game. And anyway, the story features people who want to revive other people that they care about, like this guy Shogo. Oh, don't worry, he's a nobody, but you will be playing as him.
Oopsie.
And with that, you begin the prologue of the game, where I will show nothing outside of the prologue, just out of context things. Don't worry, I won't spoil anything past that, because this opening alone highlights something that this game does very well. And I wish more games did it, and even this game, I wish it did more of it, where your behind is very dangerous. So you wake up and this girl Yoko is checking up on you, and to make sure that you are okay, you'd better take a look around. And you see how this game is set up. You have these sprites like in other visual novel games, but they are taking place in a 3D spherical environment, a 360 view, with you standing still like you're the Google Street View stalker, and then the game tells you, oh, look around. So you move the control stick, which will slowly pan around, or you can drag and pull with the mouse, and oh, okay, I can see it's a pretty empty park that's late at night. Jeez, don't do that. And so you learn that Yoko is a bubbly girl who has a thing for dark things like the occult. Oh man, they really are trying to set this up. As yeah, she's those characters who are into this hobby and will try to drag you into it, going, oh, I'm not boring you, am I? As you had previously randomly met her in this park, and she tells you about the 7 mysteries of Honjo, this area in Tokyo that has 7 superstitions that were passed down over time, and also how they somehow link to this rite of resurrection, where you could bring back someone you love. And you warm up to this girl naturally. I mean, she equips with Shogo, she will show genuine interest in her hobby, and that's a cool thing. We love when people show interest in their hobbies, like me telling you about these adventure games. You gotta read more. And then you learn, oh no, she wants to use the rite of resurrection to bring back her dead dog. But then, and suddenly the mood shifts. Yoko is freaked out by something behind you. And maybe you should ask her about it? But she just keeps freaking out that there's something that has appeared behind you, and you can feel its eyes staring at you. But remember what you learned before? You can spin the camera around, you're not stuck here. And so you make the slow lumbering turns. The camera doesn't move any faster than this, wanting to see exactly what did Yoko see. And it's nothing. Okay. Better turn back around and... And she is dead. This girl that you were growing attached to in the first couple of minutes, now dead in front of you. Seemingly, something that she saw that you couldn't see killed her. Something that was behind you. And the way the game introduces this in the first 30 minutes, this feature making a fairly rudimentary act in these games, you know, reading. That's a lot what these games are in this genre. You just click and you read text and you click and you read more. So a lot of them have to stand out and they'll try to be some unique gameplay gimmick.
Skip. But when does this game get f***ing good?
That will show their twists and turns, and man, this feature alone made me so terrified of turning around in this game later on. You play as a few other characters like this mother where you'll see her eyes and you'll be like, oh, she definitely stays up at 3 a.m. watching YouTube shorts on bizarre serial killings, and I'm in her house alone. I'm so scared. It's so eerie in here. I could not anticipate if more things were gonna be behind me. It would kill me. It's like that scene in The Simpsons where Bart gets shocked every time he picks up a cupcake. So then, I was scared of turning around. Would there be more things behind me that could kill other characters? And the game does have more moments like this with the slow turning mechanic. You rooted to the spot. You cannot move. And see, this is why I feel it's more unique as opposed to Resident Evil 7, where if the protagonist went,
He's right behind me, isn't he?
you could use your other analog stick at the same time to move your character's body away while you're spinning around, so you could anticipate, oh, maybe there's something behind me, and back away at the same time you're turning around to see it, keeping you away from the danger. Oh, not here. Your feet are glued to the ground. You got the CRT filter, slight fisheye lens. The game has now shown how horrifying it can be, so anytime I'm in these spherical environments, I'm now conditioned to either look straight up or straight down and slowly inch the camera over because I'm freaked out. I don't know what's gonna be there. My eyes downtrodden, like I'm in trouble at school and I can't look the teacher in the face because I'll accidentally call her mother again. Look, we've all done that. Please don't laugh. And so the rest of the game, you meet other characters, you play as other characters in addition to Shogo, who becomes a zero escape style game, jumping around a timeline to piece together things. You play as two schoolgirls who are trying to find out why their friend died, using the occult. You play as that mother hiring a private investigator to find out something for her, and you play as two detectives looking into paranormal cases. And each dynamic has their own fun way. I was really enjoying a lot of the character writing, coupled with these sprites, like the writing of this character and some of her sprites were very good to read. They matched the sprites very well. You'll know what I mean when you get to it. And it helps with how you can tell this game didn't have the biggest budget, but they made use of it to try something different. We have limited poses with the sprites. They just changed up the facial expressions and hand movements. You got some back sprites, but because the world is in 3D, the camera plays a huge part in this. You'll have it framed in different ways where some characters might be turned the back to the camera, some will be close to the screen, so you get a sense of depth. Oh, this character is closer to us than the other ones. The camera will then move with shots, teasing in and out and tilting, coupled with the amazing music where tracks feel like homages to other games of the creepy or detective genre. All of this to set up that this game is a very tense vibe with a mystery to solve. Some other things, I do like how it shows you a tick when you've read through all the possible dialogues because you will need to click on everything to progress a scene. There are puzzles of sorts and I won't spoil them. Some are insanely cool. And the game also has this weird system where firstly it's going to show you these files where there'll be a lot more reading on extra lore, and you should be doing this as the answer to questions will be in here. But then the game will ask you a question and you got to answer it correctly. And unlike other games, this would be a game over. You know, like in Ace Attorney, you get it wrong too many times, your client gets found guilty, you get disbarred, and you wear a beanie, so you got to know the right thing to present. Or maybe you don't, so you just save scum and then you keep guessing and trying and keep failing. Where nowadays this is a problem, so they added in a mode to make sure that you can't fail. But here, they won't outright tell you the answer, but if you fail, they will give you some hints, but not all of them. And then you can keep guessing and retrying. There's no penalty, because then when you do get it, the character will go, "You took 12 tries to get that one, huh?" With a smug face, but that's it. Nothing condescending, like they actually want you to try and figure this out. There was even a cool one where it's showing me this text on screen saying what I should be doing right now, and I was racking my brain. I was pressing all the buttons, moving the cursor, but then I stopped and thought, oh, that is what it's telling me to do, and it worked. Now this game does have some faults, like me not buying Reese's ice cream when it was on sale, where it's actually not that scary as you may think. Yeah, the opening part has that tone. You see creepy cursors, creepy characters in this dim screen, danger everywhere. But then in the second half, it's entirely in the daytime? Oh, that was just leaves? That's not scary at all. That's just Mother Nature. It's like how in Danganronpa you have the first half of the cases where you're scared, you don't know who's gonna die, but then once that horror is over, you have the second half where there's no danger to you, you're just trying to piece together the clues. So the daytime sections are fine, there's no danger, you're just investigating the mystery. I mean, they also gotta show off the prefecture that this place is based on, as yep, in the credits they have a tourism board. It's amusing how so many of these small Japanese places will have a thing like this, like every single suburb has a dedicated tourism board. Imagine if Goulburn in Australia had a big tourism board going, "Look at our giant ram!"
It's beautiful.
And finally, the action mechanic for this game, the turning around thing, they don't use it enough. So I was conditioned to be scared of turning around from the first hour, and you will have to do it to investigate scenes. You got to turn around to pick up things, and during the day, nothing like the early game will come to scare you. They don't play with the 3D visual scene enough, having characters behind you or things moving around the sprites when you spin. It was so masterfully done in the first hour, and a few times afterwards. I was just expecting them to use more of this mechanic, and they really kind of didn't. And there's even some other spoiler mechanics that are really cool ideas. They should have used them more throughout the game, and that's why I really hope this sold well enough to get a sequel. As Square Enix seems to be scared of publishing their sales figures these days because it's going to make that Singapore company buy more of their stocks, but I hope that the team at Zane can make more of this. They have stated that they would like to make more. There's plenty of things they can do with this franchise, and all that we have now is they keep posting the characters' birthdays, and there's an official sequel manga they greenlit, and they're probably going to greenlit a stage play and then a gacha game that they'll cancel after 6 months, but it's important to the plot and you'll never get to play it again if you missed out. Such is life of being a Square Enix fan. But discovering games that improve the medium is what I love doing so much these days. First with Raincoat and now this game. I'm loving that developers are still finding unique ways to push the murder mystery hybrid visual novel genre even further. Because yeah, the whole thing is just reading text. That's all you do. It's got visuals, you're reading text, maybe some music, and they just have a small amount of gameplay. But using that limited budget, you can also make the gameplay be pretty cool, showing you the twists and turns of the story. And I hope that more developers keep trying to push this genre forward.
670.
Trojan, Ramses, Magnum, Sheik.